Hi guys, and welcome to Escape with Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we are reviewing the Watchdives Premier. This is the WD0016. This is a watch that Watchdives came out and they said, we're going to make the best possible watch that we can make. Price is going to be higher, but the overall fit and finish is going to be greater as well. So they did some unusual things as far as the manufacturing process goes with this watch. It does have a semi-original design as well, which is cool. But yeah, $250 US for a stainless steel sports watch with a VH31 Seiko movement and quartz movement inside. Sapphire crystal, screw down crown, screw down case back, 100 meters of claimed water resistance. So the specifications are there. I'd say the fit and the finish is definitely there as well. People are going to balk at the price, $250 for a Chinese watch. But I have to say, I've had a PRX, the quartz PRX in hand before. This is more impressive than that is. So that's just kind of my thoughts on it. They are doing some really interesting things with this watch as far as the bracelet goes. It's CNC machined instead of, cast out of little blocks and then machined. So they're getting a little bit tighter tolerances there. And the finishing on the watch is excellent. The dial is really cool as well. So if you guys are in the market for an integrated bracelet sports watch, definitely check this one out. The price is obviously going to be a little bit higher, but that's because they are showing off what they're capable of and not, Watchdives is really good at cutting the right corners to hit a price point on watches. And this one, they just kind of didn't do that. So if you guys are interested in this watch, I will leave a link down in the video description. I am a Watchdives affiliate partner, so I do earn a little bit of commission if you purchase this watch using that link, and it just helps the channel keep on going. So I really do appreciate the continued support. You guys aren't paying any extra. I'll leave my code right here, escape10, for $10 off your purchase. But if you buy it right now, they are currently in their early bird sale, and you can save $30. So I think if you're kind of on the fence on this watch, watch the review, see if you really like it, and then buy it now because you don't want to wait for the price to jump back up. So I do really like the watch. I think it's excellent. I think we should get right into the review. Before we do a quick wrist check today. Got this watch on Friday, and this is my absolute grail watch. I was able to get my grail, which is kind of crazy. This is the Omega Speedmaster 3592.50. Absolutely been in love with this watch since it arrived just a couple days ago. So it's still in the honeymoon phase, but really absolutely loving that one. But we're here to talk about the Watchdives WD0016. So I say we get into the review. All right, so let's get into dimensions. So we have a bezel diameter of about 36 millimeters. Total width across the case, just under 39 millimeters. Case thickness is 9.8 millimeters. And because this is an integrated bracelet, we have to measure the full length here. So that is 52.3 millimeters. And with all links on the bracelet, it weighs 133 grams. So as far as the size goes, I think it's a pretty good universal size, integrated bracelet. It wears a little bit bigger than normal watches. And then, this one does have a pretty slim bezel on it. So 36 millimeters at the bezel. But I think it does add a little bit of wrist presence just because of the bracelet and how wide it is here. So you can see here on my 7.5 inch wrist, I think it wears a little bit small for my preferences, but I can definitely pull it off. I can wear it comfortably. It doesn't overhang the wrist or anything like that. It sits nice and flat on the wrist. It is very comfortable as well. And overall, it's been a pretty enjoyable wearing experience. Very comfy. Just kind of sits nice and flat on the wrist, and I love the way that the light plays off the bracelet and the dial. You can see it's a little bit difficult to read this watch. Legibility is not the best, at least on this colorway, so just something to note. So when it comes to the case finishing, it is very, very nicely done. So this is a mixture of brushing and polishing, a 316L stainless steel case. You can see here the brushing looks absolutely fantastic. Getting up real close, you can see that. We do have polished chamfers as well all around the case, top side and on the bottom side. So this transition here is very smooth. So you notice that when you put it on wrist, it just kind of glides over the wrist and feels really, really good. The polishing looks to be high quality as well. Nice sharp transitions, as you can see there, just razor sharp. Looking really good. We have a vertical brushing on the top of the case there. We have multiple finishes on the bezel as well, so polishing around the crystal, transitioning to a circular brushing, and then we have another transition there to a polished chamfer, and then a circular brushing on the bottom of the bezel. You can see again the case finishing here looks really good. I mean, they tout this as, Swiss level finishing, and this looks just as nice as some of my Swiss pieces. So I have no doubts about that. The case finishing on this watch is really, really nice. Crown here looks good as well, signed. You can see there. I wish they would somehow get this so it is upright. It's almost upside down here. I know that's not something that they engrave on the watch, but if they can somehow do that, I think it would kind of add to the experience. I'm not a huge fan of this crown. I think they could recess it a little bit more. It does stick out just a little bit too far for me. It's comfortable. It doesn't dig into the wrist. There's no sharp edges on it or anything like that, and there's plenty of grip on it. But yeah, I just would like to see them concentrate a little bit more on their crowns across the line. I think they could do a little bit better of a job on those. But for the most part, no issues with that. And again, super easy to get a hold of, and it is a screw down crown there. Flipping it over to the case back, we have a little bit extra here, so that's nice to see. You can see there 100 meters of water resistance, stainless steel, has a couple other specs around the outside there. Mixture of brushing and polishing and just simple notches there to get a tool in. So really happy with the case on this, nice and smooth as well. So sliding this watch over the wrist, it just feels very, I'm going to say luxurious. It feels like a luxury-ish watch. So yeah, pretty happy with the overall case finishing on this watch. I think they did a really good job. So when it comes to the crystal, we have a flat sapphire crystal. I did test that for sapphire and it was positive. 5 layers of clear anti-reflective coating. You can see here, it does okay. I never say a flat crystal needs anti-reflective coating, and they put 5 layers on it, so it is a actual pretty good crystal, and I think some different dials would maybe show that off a little bit better. Struggles a little bit with this dial, but I think if they could match like what Baltony does, I think I would be more happy with it. As of right now, it's still a good crystal, it's just not as good as it should be, maybe. All right, so getting close and talking about the dial on this watch. It's a really interesting texture, as you can see there. Kind of changes depending on how you look at it. It reminds me, if you guys are a child of the 80s, it reminds me of Q*bert. You guys remember that video game? So it kind of reminds me of that, little blocks stacked on top of each other. But again, it does play with the light really nicely. There is some texture to each one of those cubes, so to speak. And I think it looks really cool. But I have to say, it is a kind of a legibility nightmare on this colorway, at least. I'm not sure about the other ones. They do look a little bit better, but yeah, it's a little bit difficult to read. I don't know why or how they could change that, but yeah, a little bit tough to read. We do have applied markers at all the hour markers, double baton there at the 12 o'clock, single batons everywhere else. We have an applied logo there in gold. The hands are gold. The indices are gold. We have this precision text down here at the 6 o'clock position. I know some people don't like it. It doesn't really bother me too much, but I do think having nothing there would kind of let the dial shine a little bit more. So yeah, something that they might consider for other models. We do have a printed minute track around the outside, just printed on a flat surface. Again, I think it looks good. There's a sunburst effect to it. It's a pretty cool color. This is the F1 colorway, which I thought I would really enjoy, and I'm just not digging it. I don't know if it's just this dial or if it's just the colorway in general, but yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of it. But you can see here, getting up close, the hands, they are finished very nicely. We have brushing down the middle, polishing on the chamfers. Same with the indices. They're brushed down the middle and then have little polished facets. So they do catch the light and sparkle very nicely, as you've been noticing here. I like the counterbalance on the seconds hand there as well. I think all the hands are good length. The Lume is actually pretty good as well. So I'm going to pop it up against a couple of the watches in the collection. You can see it here. It is BGW9. Lasts all night. I was able to read this in the middle of the night, no problem. It's not the brightest application of Lume, but is far from the worst. So yeah, I think it gets a pass. It's actually pretty decent. All right, so the movement powering the watch is the Seiko VH31 sweeping quartz. So it has 4 ticks per second, as you can see there. So we don't have to worry about the second hand missing the seconds markers, which is kind of the big deal to everyone. It does give a somewhat mechanical look to the watch, but the accuracy is plus or minus, I believe, 30 seconds a month, but they do run much more accurate than that. They hack, got no real complaints with them at all. I believe the battery life is about 3 years. I've had this movement in quite a few watches, and it's been accurate every single time, so no issues with that. Every once in a while, you get one of these movements where the minute hand, will kind of move around a little bit, about 30 seconds of movement, and that's just based on gravity. This one doesn't have that issue, so that's nice. But you can see here the screw in, screw out action. It's good. Again, no issues there. First position does nothing. Second position jumps right into time setting. So there's no ghost date position on it, which is nice as well. Good feedback on the crown. The crown feels nice and solid. Again, screw in action, really nice and smooth. So really, I don't have any complaints with the movement on this, and I know they're working on adding, I believe, the Miyota 9000 series or a PT5000. I'm not sure which one they're going with. So yeah, just if you're not into the VH31, they are coming out hopefully with some different movement options. So yeah, just keep an eye on the website and you'll see when those are announced. All right, so when it comes to the bracelet, you need these bracelets to be good because they are integrated bracelets. You can't really replace them, right? So thankfully, I can tell you this bracelet is very, very nice. And they touted this as having CNC machined individual links. Typically, I guess they are cast and then they're machined. So these ones are just CNC'd, period. So they can do a little bit tighter tolerances. And I got to say, the result is pretty darn impressive. Again, it feels pretty similar to some of my luxury pieces. So like the big thing is the bottom edge here has a really nice big chamfer on it. It just kind of glides right over the wrist. The fluidity is fantastic. It doesn't pull hairs or anything like that. You can see the bottom of the bracelet links. They have been finished off nicely and rounded off nicely. The finishing on it is excellent. You can see there brushing on the tops of all those links. We have polished chamfers on the edges. Those are all consistent all the way through. And then we have polishing around each one of these little pills as well. So there's a little bit of light play there. Like I said, the fluidity and just the articulation, the tolerances, it doesn't jangle too much. It feels like a very nice bracelet. It is a very nice bracelet. Super comfortable as well. It is 24.5 millimeters up here, and it tapers down to 18 millimeters at the butterfly clasp. You can see here we have the Watchdives Premier branding there, which I kind of like. It looks pretty cool. Butterfly clasp, not a huge fan of butterfly clasps, but this one is unoffensive. The bottom edge here has been rounded off nicely. There's no real sharpness anywhere. So yeah, it opens and closes just fine. You do get one half link in the box, as you can see right there. I didn't remove any links for my 7.5 inch wrist. So if you have bigger wrists than me, you can request more links and they will include those. So just something to note. So it would be nice to have a little bit more length out of the box, but again, they can accommodate a larger wrist, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, just something to note. But yeah, I do like that they include a half link there, and we have screws for sizing. So yeah, shouldn't be an issue sizing this watch up. It also does include quick release spring bars, which is unusual because no straps fit in there. It is a 20 millimeter width there, but I could not get any of my straps to fit in there. But you can just see how nicely the case is machined there and how nicely the end link is machined. Some pretty good engineering going into this. So yeah, hopefully, maybe we'll get some integrated straps for the future. But for right now, just on the bracelet, I think it's fine. There's that, that one first link there doesn't really articulate very well. So yeah, it is a little bit long overall, but it does drop down pretty steep. So even on smaller wrists, it's not going to be an issue fitting this watch on it. So yeah, really the bracelet, very impressive in my opinion. The finishing and the softness of this bottom edge and the fluidity. Yeah, it's actually really, really nice. So there you go, guys. That is the Watchdives WD0016, their premier model. Let me know what you guys think about this watch down in the comments. I know everyone doesn't watch the entire length of the video, but I'm really curious to see what you guys think about this watch. I'm actually pretty darn impressed with it. The case finishing, the bracelet finishing is excellent. One of the better watches that I've handled. Definitely the best watch from Watchdives when it comes to those things. So yeah, I am really happy with it. I think you guys will be too. There's a couple little things that I would change, but really not a whole lot. So yeah, again, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. While this watch really isn't my style, my taste as far as design goes, there's no faulting the overall execution and build quality of it. I think it is fantastic. So if you guys like the design of it, I say go for it. I think you're going to be really happy with it. I know I have been. So yeah, I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.